Hi, hello, and good morning. Good morning to you. How are you doing? My name is Zoe Baraka. It is so wonderful to see you today. As always, it's Tuesday morning, so it is time to tell some stories. The show is To My Younger Self. Listen, I'm always telling you guys, I cannot see you, so please do me a favor. Go into the comment section, say hello, say good morning, say what's up, say welcome to me in your local dialect. I want to hear from you, okay? All right. Today is a bittersweet day. Honestly, I am feeling all kinds of things. It's one of those where you're happy, you're sad, you are conflicted, you're a little bit angry, you're not sure how to feel, quite honestly. But because, I I'm smiling, but I kind of sort of don't want to smile. So I'm not sure exactly. So my face is going to be twitching a bit. Please bear with me. It's because I am dealing with a lot of conflicted things going on there. So yeah, listen, as always, like I said, I am not able to see you. So do me a favor, go into the comment section and let me know that you're here so I can properly greet you. Speaking of greetings, let us go in here and do a few greetings from the continent of Africa, just, greeting each other. Abna, I see you, my dear sister. How are you, my mompreneur and entrepreneur? And I don't even know how to call you, but you are an amazing woman. I'm always excited to see you. Always, always, always. Antoinette, I see you. And thank you so much for praying for me. I do believe I need it today. I really do. I'm trying so hard not to lose some tears. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Listen, where are you watching us from? I want to say greetings to you, okay? Dumela to you. Dumela to you if you are from the Sutherland of South Africa. Bella to you, Ibio Kebari, Barakata Zua, Sanunku da Zua, Ikwana Lafia, all of these. I just greeted you in Moshi from Burkina Faso, and I also greeted you in Hausa. Ya Ken Tuma Fuduo Wela, Tuma Awela Tepose Wenam Baraka. All of these are different variations of my dialect, the Kusao language. La Awane, the Farfres will say, Ansuma the Wales will say, Ansuma Hugange Song, the Dagaris will say, Da Suba to you if you speak Dagomba. Indina Wo, Wezo, all of these are from the Ewa people of Ghana or from the Volta region of Ghana. Oje Ko to you if you speak Gam. Ekabo, or as my Yoruba friends have corrected me time and again, Ekaro to you, Nabato to you if you speak Igbo. Emesiari to you, Emedio, the south of Nigeria, and if you speak the Ibibio dialect, thank you so much for joining us at Tusain Akwaba. I am greeting you, I am welcoming you in the Akan dialect in different variations. That was Akan, that was Fanti, Chi, Achim, and all the in-betweens and the co-mininis, like I like to say, okay? Karibu to you, habari gani to you, habari asibwe to you. If you are in Kenya or that part of Africa, East Africa, like branching off into the south parts of Africa, I am greeting you. Welcome to you. Welcome to you. Welcome to you. Ayaure to you if you are Luo and you are from Kenya. Mangwanani to you. Makadi to you from the Shona people of Zimbabwe. I am trying with that accent. I really, really am though. Linjani to you from the Ndebeles of Zimbabwe. Nagadef to you. Nyasi Aloy Domilaki. Thank you so much for joining us if you speak Bisa or Basanga from the northern part of Ghana. Akei, the Creoles, our Haitian people will say now, mai to you. If you are Maori, I am so grateful that you're here with us. Awana from the Mendes of Sierra Leone, Welena to you if you are Hawaiian, of course. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sokotoli to you if you speak Fulani. I am so glad that you're here. Listen, today is again one of those days where I am kind of like my brain is all scattered and all over the place. So just bear with me, okay? It's going to be one of those days. Listen, about 7 years ago, we lost our mother. And it's been a very interesting journey. See, I told you I was going to try very hard not to just, start pouring when the show started. So a week from now, it would be 7 years since she passed. And it feels like it was just yesterday. The pain is still very real. The pain is very fresh. They always say that no parent should have to lose a child. I also say that no child should have to lose a parent. And in a perfect world, we should all live together for a very, very long time, grow all together. Our parents should be able to see us do well in life, enjoy our failures and our successes in life, and so on and so forth. They should be able to have and meet their grandchildren and all kinds of things. But we're Christians, so we're always saying that God knows best. Let me tell you, when my mom passed, I shut out all the Christian voices, okay? I know I needed it, but I shut it out. When people would say, God knows best, or, God, needed an angel in heaven, and your mom is in a better place. And while all those things were from a very well-intentioned place, meant to encourage, meant to fortify you and to comfort you, for anyone who has ever grieved before for a loved one, those things are the worst things to say at a particular time. You kind of have to time it. And so I wasn't ready to hear it. I dare say sometimes I'm still not ready to hear it. Today is probably one of those times. So bear with me, okay? It's going to be one of those doozy days. So, when my mom passed, I was in a foreign land. I still am. And not a lot of people knew my mother. And my friend Felix, he's not here today. He actually is in Burkina Faso showcasing his film, was one of the few people that kind of, had met my mother maybe one time. And so when I would speak about my mother, he kind of knew what she looked like or what her voice sounded like. And so he could understand what I was saying. And not only that, he was also the one person who came from where I came from, meaning that he's also from Ghana. And we had a shared background. And so what Felix used to do for me, which I would never forget, and I think every girl, every woman indeed needs a friend like Felix. What he would do for me when he would call me just to say, hey, how are you doing? Because I was in a very dark place. He would encourage me to share stories about my mother. And in the beginning, I was very upset at him for trying to let me dig so deep, but he would push and push. And so I started telling stories about my mother. And so I told him all these things. I would say, yeah, and my mom did this. And oh my God, I got a beating for this. And over time, I realized that I totally enjoyed these stories, these experiences I went through with her. Anyone who knows me a little bit will know that my mom and I had a bit of a rocky start in my life. It was towards the end that we kind of really got to know each other as mother and daughter. So some of the things that I did to, in my mind at least, spite her, now that I am older, I realize my mom used it as teachable moments. And so these stories, so one day I was talking to Felix. Now I'm not really sad as I'm telling those stories. I'm really excited, And he says, they don't teach kids in the way your mom used to teach you anymore. Your mom was so funny and she was hilarious, but she was smart and she was a disciplinarian and she was this and that. Maybe it's time to start telling these stories because you seem to have learned a lot from these experiences, even though at the time you thought they were bad. And this is how To My Younger Self was born. It took me another 3 years to really kind of grasp the ideation, and, just thinking with God, what should I do? Should I do it? I don't want to put all of my family, so to speak, dirty laundry on the internet space, all this stuff. But then God brought me people who kind of kept confirming, you can do this. This is what you should do. This is what the art of storytelling is all about. Of course, my two sisters are those two people. And then there's my big sister, Elsie Dixon, all the way in Canada. I see you, sis. Thank you for being here. And of course, there is Sedi, another one of our producers, who also, after I had told her about it, kept pushing. And then my best friend, Lola, also in New Jersey. And so, just people started coming. And of course, my bronco, Yidana, came on board. And then suddenly it became this thing where we just come on and tell stories from our childhood and from our past. Let me take this opportunity to say, for all of you who've been here, sharing a bit of you, sharing bits and pieces of you, learning from your mothers and your fathers and your uncles, I appreciate you. This is how this was born. This is how the storytelling was born. Without going too deep, I'm going to introduce you to my lovely, wonderful sisters. The first one I would introduce you to is, I affectionately call her Rara. I don't know. When she was born, this girl was the bane of my existence, because for 6 years, I was the only child in the house. And suddenly she comes screaming into my space filled with hair and, just, but I can tell you one thing, right from jump, she has been my ride or die chick, this girl. She has been the prayer warrior in my life. I mean, I would never have thought that she would be, but she is. And we've fought so many times. And I'm going to share one of the stories that, I, in my opinion, kind of solidified my relationship with her. And the second person I'll introduce to you, I think every person needs a Sumaya in their lives. No matter what is going on in my life, no matter how sad I am, when Sumaya calls you and she's happy, you will know it. She is the bubbly person in my life that just kind of like, every big sister needs her. She is demanding, she is annoying, she is the quintessential last born, but she has a heart of gold and I love her to death. I will not trade her for anything. And I am so glad I get to do life with these amazing women. Without further ado, let me introduce you to these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Good to be here. Hi. Hi.
I'm going to spring a surprise on you. We're just here sharing stories about our mom. And as I was speaking, I just remembered, you guys remember when we would go and do prayers late at night around 10 and we were sleepy? Mom would start singing this song. Yala mana winena, yala mana winena,
Of course, I remember.
Oh my God! What we just sang? Can someone interpret? Can you guys interpret this? I know that it means the work of God, right?
Yeah. Thank you for having us, Baraka. I'm the shy one, by the way. I have always been watching. I did not expect to be here today, but well, thank God we are here. Good morning to your lovely viewers listening, watching all over from the world. We are live from Accra, Ghana, and today I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I'm happy because Mama. Yeah, usually I would start crying if I, start talking about Mama. But today I'm not. I'm very excited to be here. Mama was, I don't know.
She was her. She was just Mama.
Yes, Mama was Mama. She. I don't want to cry. I won't cry.
Okay. Don't cry.
I won't cry. Mama was everything. She could be hot. and cold at the same time.
Yes.
She could be strong and weak. She could be, she could be crying and fighting at the same time. She could literally be anything she wanted at any time.
Yes.
Mama was Mama.
Yes.
There was no telling what she was going to do next. There was no telling what she was going to say next. There was, Mama was just Mama. She exuded such grace, such strength, such, everywhere she went, she would leave a footprint. I just came back from Bako, by the way, and I went to where we used to live, Baraka. You remember Bako,
Yes.
our house in Bako, and there was this woman who saw me, and she was like, "You look so much like your mama." I said, I was shocked. I didn't even know she could remember me. And then she said, "I hope you're not too strong like she is."
Oh my God.
It's like, okay. What does that mean?
Wow. Wow.
But I believe each one of us took something, away from Mama. Each one of us, Baraka, Sumaya, myself, each one of us embody what Mama was in our own little way. And I just want to thank her. I know she's watching us, and she must be very proud, for raising such amazing women. Baraka. Baraka is our mama now. You are our mama now. So we just want to say thank you to Mama wherever she is, for giving birth to us and for creating this sisterhood that we share now. And I don't want to cry, like I said.
Okay.
You can't cry because I cannot ruin my face.
Uh-oh, there she goes. All right. So, Sumaya, I'm going to say you're welcome, my dear. I'm going to try not to ruin your makeup. And I'm going to give you the first go because, all we really are here doing is this. We're here. Oh, I see that we lost Rania a bit. And that's okay. She's going to come back on. But as we go on, Sumaya, I'm going to give you the floor to share one story that makes you remember Mama. The floor is yours, my dear.
Okay, so we have a brother who...
Yes, disclaimer, we do. We have two of them. But we decided there was going to be a girl's day, okay? Because if those two were here, we would not leave. And we're going to plan that properly. So that disclaimer is out. Go ahead.
So I have a brother who is just a year and some few months older than I am. Mm-hmm. And because of the age gap, we were very notorious together, all over the place, here and there. And I remember one time when there's this cocoa powder, brown gold, was released. They had this red cover.
Oh, and it smelled so good. I remember that.
And it had this amazing smell. And anytime she would drink it, I'd be sitting wondering, like, can I eat this like the way I eat Milo? I used to dip a spoon inside Milo and just put it in my mouth.
I remember.
One day I told Nuruddin, you know what, let's try. I mean, we can't hurt anybody by just chewing some of her cocoa powder. And he too will always back me up on my nonsense. So it was like, yes, let's go ahead. Because, I mean, if we were caught, it would be the two of us, right? So what's the harm? So we took two very big spoons. And my mom had these very big spoons, and that's the one we wanted. Then we dipped it. And, we usually wait until the two of us have like full spoons. Then we try it together. Not knowing this woman was standing behind us. And immediately we fetched.
Wait. Set this up. Behind you now. Was it? Because I remember where that brown gold used to be. It used to be
on the dining table.
Okay. Okay.
So, and there's a door right beside the dining table.
Right, that led into the kitchen or to the corridor.
Exactly, to the corridor. So we put the spoons in our mouth, and she's like, Ayiko. It's two things. It's either I beat you if you pour it away, or I beat you if you swallow it. And the first option is not available. So what do we do? And the thing was so bitter, like you can't even imagine it. I think it's even bitter than coffee. Hey!
Oh my God.
And she was standing there with her arms folded. You know, she had this very piercing look.
Yes.
She won't beat you, but you cry even before she beats you. Like she has this look, and she was standing there looking at us like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then 1 minute, and then mobile minute. Hey. So, I mean, what could we do? If we pour it away, she will beat us. If we eat it, she will beat us. But as she said, the first option is not available. So we ate it.
Oh my God.
We actually had to eat it. And after eating it, she gave us water to even drink and push it down very nicely. And she beat us on top. In fact, till this day, I have never dipped a spoon inside Milo or anything that looks like Milo.
Oh my God.
I'm afraid. In fact, I think her voice resonates in my head. Like, okay, you do it. She's standing here watching you. So every time I see that cocoa powder thing, I think about her.
Oh my God.
I'm like, back then it was a bit painful, but I'm happy now. You know, I have all these memories of her. I can sit down and actually laugh. There were times I would say something to her, then the first response that comes out of her mouth is, "Oh, mommy." And she would say, "In fact, yeah, oh, mommy, me na me wo."
And for those of you who don't speak the Chi dialect, it's mommy just means what African Americans here will say, your mama, you know.
Your mama, yeah,
But then
exactly.
mama used to say that. She would say, your mama, and then she would say, wait, I'm your mama.
It was so funny.
There we go. We have Ralia back. Oh my God, Ra, you missed Sumaya telling a story of how she and Nuruddin.
I am back. So
Yay.
sorry about that.
That's okay.
Internet
That's
issue.
okay. Yes, you know how that goes.
It's raining here in Accra.
Oh,
Sorry
I
about that.
understand.
Sorry.
That's okay, my
It's
dear.
raining, so we're having internet issues.
That's okay. Yeah.
But I know the story too well. I
Yeah.
know Sumaya's story all too well. I've heard it several times. I was there.
And you know, fun fact, when I was pregnant with Yasmin, I used to drink a lot of Milo. Like a lot of Milo. And every time I fetch Ralia's Milo, the first thing that comes to my head is, could I have done this if Mama was here? Like she will knock me because I'm drinking a Milo. See, I used to ask Ralia, and her ice cubes, there was always ice cubes in the fridge. In fact, I had a really nice time staying with her because she would buy the Milo in tins, and only me. I enjoyed. Trust me.
Wow. I am so excited to hear that. Listen, we're going to give Ralia the space to also tell a story because I know she's having internet issues. So, Ralia, if you can hear us, hopefully you can, and maybe it's just delayed. I want you to tell your one story that reminds you of Mama.
Say again, Baraka. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. I was saying that I know you are having internet issues, so I want you to tell a story before we maybe lose you. Can you share one story that reminds you very much of our mother? Hi, did you get us?
I'm so sorry. It's raining heavily over here, so it's. I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay. You don't have to.
You asked me to say to tell a story, right? A story.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So when I was in primary school, I was very naughty. So I would come back from school, take off my school uniform, and then off I go. I'm going to find somewhere to go and play. I'd be gone the whole afternoon, and they would look for me everywhere, and they can't find me.
I remember.
And I'll sneak back in because the wall outside. I think when the masons were putting it up, there was a step, and they left it. They left the step there, and I somehow chanced upon it. So I would use that step, and then I would scale the wall, and I'll fall in the house, and I'll run back inside, bath and all of that. And Mama somehow never caught me, and she was looking for a way to catch me. So one day, I went about my business. I I went out as usual, played so much, and then I came back home. And I wasn't smart enough, Usually, when you're scaling a wall, at least you should look in the compound before you scale the wall. I did not do that. I used that step outside, scaled the wall, jumped inside, and there was Mama. She was sitting on a plastic chair, waiting for
Caught in the act.
Apparently, she had been told of how I come anytime I come up. So she was waiting for me on a plastic chair. And then immediately I stepped inside. She started clapping for me. She was clapping. And then she was like, Mo, Oba, I'm Droba. Oba, I'm Droba. And I nearly peed my pants. I was transformed. I was standing at the same spot and I was staring at her. And, because she started clapping and shouting, how when they catch a thief, everybody is Jiloye, Jiloye. Mama was literally shouting, Oba, I'm Droba. And everybody started coming around. Someone just called me like, I'm Droba.
Oh my God.
And then people started coming around and she's like, Sa, obey. Now it's like, what? And guess what? That term, that name, armed robber, sounded, at that young age, it sounded like a big thing. Because those days, when you hear armed robber, you're picturing people with guns and masks, you're walking into someone else's home. And here I am, 8 or 9, being called an armed robber. No, I did not go out again. That was the first and last day I scaled that wall. I mean, the last time I ever scaled that wall, it was that day. The name armed robber just threw me off. Like, I'm not an armed robber. So yes, Mama had her own way.
Oh my God.
She did have her way. Yes.
Oh my God, this woman. Oh, she was a different.
And what I learned from that was that words are indeed powerful. And if you know how to use your words properly, you can get your message across without resorting, because she could have beaten me up, she could have, given me any kind of punishment, but she chose to do that. And that's the lesson I learned that day. So yeah, I stopped being a Kubola from that day.
Oh my God. Okay. That woman was she was a different level. Let me share mine.
And I remember you guys used to call me that, and I'd get so angry, like, why are you calling me Oba? I'm Droba.
There was another name, if you remember. There was another name you had.
Madam
Communication.
Oh my God, Ralia was our Minister of Communication. If you want to broadcast news, in fact, now we think about it, I don't know why she didn't become a journalist than I was, because I was the most secretive person, and oh my God.
Don't go there. Baraka, don't even go there. Okay, they used to call me Madam B Communication. I own the whole communication company and I didn't even know.
And that was the name Mama gave you. Let me share my one of my remembrances of Mama that till date.
Why are you surprised? Look at the career path I chose. So, I mean, come on.
I get it. Okay, I get it now. But let me share my story. So our mother had a way of, like Ralia, just kind of set it up real nice. She could be the most sweet person to you in 1 minute, and the very next minute it was like
thunderstorms.
Yeah, because of the littlest thing that was happening. And she would do this sometimes, even with her own friends, just people. One thing I loved about my mother is she knew how to put people in her life where they belonged. So some people would say, you are my friend, but she would actually tell us, oh yeah, that's not my friend. That's just a person I go to church with. She was very particular about the people she called friend. And I do believe that I got that from her. And she knew what everyone in her life was for, And so, in Ghana or in Africa for that matter, people just kind of show up. They don't really call you to say, I am going to visit you, or are you free on this day? Can I come and visit you? Now, my mom was the queen of, if I don't know you're coming, you're not coming here. But this particular friend of my mother's was very insistent and also a little kind of loud, She would just show up. Hey, what is going on? And then she would mention my mother's name and go into the room and try to find my mother and all that. So one day, this woman is coming to the house. My mom found out, I don't know how, but my mom quickly ran into her bedroom and told me to go and tell the woman that she's not there. Now here comes me in all of my smartness.
Mama would do
and
that. I know.
I'm going to say it in the the way I said it in Chi. I just stepped out there. I said, "Oh, me pacha me ma me say me can't trust Onifi." Oh my God.
Wow.
we lost Riley again. I know it's raining in Ghana, so again, sorry about that. But she's gonna definitely come back on. Anyway, I just went and I was like, oh, meaning that, oh, I'm so sorry. My mom says to tell you she's not home. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, the woman's voice didn't finish responding, and my mom just came out of her room, not necessarily mad that the woman was going to find out that she was home and didn't want to see her. It was, wait, Jimmy. What kind of child is this? I cannot do nothing to hide from you. You know what I told you? I said, listen to my words. I said, go tell her I am not home, meaning that you have to go and tell her, meaning my mother is not home. So she came out, taught me how to say the thing I said properly. And do you know, she went back into her room.
She really didn't want to see her.
And she really didn't want to see the woman. But my action was so exact, she was so upset about that. She came out, taught me how to say what I needed to say. So she watched me say it. And so I said to the woman, oh, I'm sorry, my mom is not there. My mom was standing right there. And okay, and went back into her room. Oh my God. It was like somebody had poured cold water on me.
And you know, she had this other thing she was doing. I remember one time I was in the hall with her, and someone just came inside shouting, "Mary!" You know how they used to call her Mary,
Yeah.
Mary, Mary, and she was sitting in the long chair, and this woman just laid down and closed her eye, and I was sitting down looking at her, and the woman came, sat there for about 30 minutes, and was just talking, was just talking to me, asking questions. And this woman for 30 minutes
Had her
was
eyes
in that
closed.
position. So I actually thought she was truly asleep.
Uh,
The woman gets up and leaves, and she just opens her eyes and says, "Mama, no, ha, Jane Dodo."
meaning this woman can disturb.
And I looked at her for a long time, and I was just in awe of her acting skills. Like, are you serious?
I thought you were
Are you serious? Like, and you know, Yanis, my second child actually does that. When she doesn't want to speak to you, she'll just lie down and close her eyes. So every time she does, I'm like, no, this is my mom. Because I have never seen anyone do it so perfectly. Hey!
Oh, this woman, I can't. She was too much. That day, I learned a valuable lesson. One, your guns. When you want to do something and you really want to do it, do it. That's one. And two, never lose the opportunity to teach a child what they needed
Yeah.
to know. Because you know what? From then on, I took words very seriously. And I think Ralia said the same thing. As
Yeah.
they were the most, she was such a woman that just spoke her mind and said it as it was, that you had no choice. She had her moments of being very diplomatic, but when my mom wanted you to know something, you would know it. And that was one of those times. And I still remember the woman that came to visit till this day. And I remember as time went on, every time I would see her, I would get shy. But you know what? The funny thing is, in about a month or so, her and my mom were very tight. And every time she would come to the house, my mom would say, "Oh, yeah, I'll see her." But it turns out mom, at some point, was doing a project with her and so needed to be in her space. But when the project was done, she was done. And for a long time, I used to use the word manipulation and say my mom is such a manipulator. But as
Yeah.
I grew older, I came to realize that wasn't it. She actually just knew how to protect her space. And also, she determined who she wanted in her space, at what time in her life she needed those people in her space.
Yeah.
And my mom was very good at sitting people down and telling them, "I don't need you in my life in this season." And it seemed very rude to me that she would do that. But again, as I grew older, now I'm realizing, oh my God, this woman she was the quintessential OG at relationship building and relationship breaking, really. She could just be one touch and say, "Yeah, not today." She was highly spiritual, and sometimes she would just say, "There's something off about that person. I don't need her in my space."
Yeah.
Or she would use something in her house. Someone would visit, use something in her house, and she would say, "There is a spirit in that thing. I don't need it in my house." And literally, she would grab it with prayer and throw it out because that person used it. And I used to think it was uppity, but now as I grew and I'm Christian now, I know, because our mom, she truly was a seer and a dreamer. And she would dream with such precision that I realized she was trying very hard to merge physicality with spirituality. So sometimes when she would have a dream about somebody and the person would suddenly show up, she knew in her spirit not to see that person. And that's the thing, even till date, I am trying to learn. I don't really know. I would dream and not know how to, interpret it. And that's one of my regrets, that I never got to really learn the art of merging spirituality and the physicality,
Yeah.
together. So anyway, That was a funny thing that happened that till date makes me remember my mother. I would just laugh all the time. I see Ralia is back. Let us see if we can see her now. Hi, my dear. Can you hear us?
And I've had to do all kinds of things. I have had to try all kinds of things.
Oh,
Sorry.
I know.
The internet is terrible over here, and it just makes my.
We can't hear you though. We really.
It's breaking up.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Oh my Lord. You don't have to apologize. We understand. This happens in Africa a lot. You know, we were in Nigeria last week and that happened. So we understand. And so, yeah. Let's go and say a few hellos to some people. Big sis Elsie, I see you. She says, and it sounds like she drew boundaries very intentionally. This is true. My mom she knew how to draw boundaries. That woman was something else, just very, very succinct at it with no remorse at all. No remorse at all. Here's another story that I thought I would share about my mom that reminded me of community. Wow, Uncle Emmanuel, I see you. Auntie Doris, I see you. I see all of you. Wow, this is a lot of people here. Seti, I see you. Salmis Abby, Jan, wow, wow, wow. All of you, Lola, oh my goodness, I see all of you. Thank you so much for joining us and just, celebrating our mom with us. This year, we just decided that we wanted to share stories specifically about her and just kind of,
Can I share a story?
Honor her. Yes, go ahead, my dear.
So there was one time one of our uncles got married.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first time we were all seeing her. Or I think Raleigh and I went for the wedding, but it was the first time my mom was meeting her. So at that point,
a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
And at that point, Ralia is married, so of course, she's in her house, and I'm the only child left, or I'm the only girl left in the house. And this woman brings a chair into the kitchen and sits down and says, "You know what? Let me coach you so you can cook something for them when they come home." And in her very specific words,
meaning you don't know how to cook. Let me teach you.
Exactly. So she's sitting there giving me all the steps. And in fact, I take them very seriously and I prepare it and it's done. And she tastes it and says, "It's not nice." And I said, "Oh, you are the one who gave me the steps." So, and she said, "It is like that. It's okay." Then guess what she did? The moment we served my uncle and his wife, she quickly went ahead to tell them that Soya did it. That's why it's not nice.
Oh my God.
Getting to add that she was the one who was teaching me. She just told them, "Oh, because Soya." I'm like, this woman. So I didn't say anything. I waited for them to eat, and in the night when we were going to sleep, I asked her why she did that. And she asked me if I really thought she was going to purge herself. She was really going to tell them. She told me what to do. And in fact, I was never in the same kitchen with her till in fact. And every time I see my uncle's wife, I remember, I'm wondering if that's what she thinks about me. How can you just go and tell someone we've never met that I can't cook? And whilst they were eating, she was even telling them that I have disgraced her pound. How can I cook this for her guests she has never met? She shouldn't worry. Tomorrow she will cook something very nice for her, so she should manage this one.
Oh, this woman, I can't. Wow.
In fact, it was very traumatizing. So every time I have guests in my house, I get scared. Like when I have to cook for them, I get scared. I'm like, will it be good? Will it not be good? In fact, so these days I don't even cook. When you come to visit me, I realize it's just for a short time. I'll buy drinks for you. I don't want to disgrace myself.
No, but I do believe you're a wonderful cook.
I think Mama's approach was good because now you're conscious of what you're going to serve your guests. And
Yes.
No, yes.
Yes.
because that
But I didn't cook the food. She gave me directions.
Yeah, but it was your hands that put the stuff in there. All she did was sit and watch you. So it was your hands that did it. So technically, you cooked it.
Still.
Oh my God, this woman was something else. She was something else. Ralia, I'm gonna let you share one last story.
Hi, Baraka. Oh, one last story.
Yes.
One last. I don't know if I should share it, but hopefully you guys don't cry. So it was when I had Gwenzim, my girl.
Your first child, yeah.
My mama was very sick at that time, and very, very, very sick. She came to the hospital, and they put the baby on her lap because she couldn't even hold the baby. So they put the baby on her lap. And that was the first time ever I saw Mama break down completely. She broke down. She broke down. And I was like, Mama, why are you sad? I mean, you just had your first grandchild. Why are you sad? And then she said, I can't even hold her. I can't even hold her. She just kept saying, I can't even hold her. I can't even hold her. I can't even hold her. And then she started to cry. She just cried all the way, cried so much. And so, we had to console her. Daddy took her back home. And then a few weeks later, I had to go live with her. She couldn't do anything basically, but I was living with her with a baby. And she started trying to hold the baby. She would lift her up for a couple of seconds, put her down, lift her up. I was like, Mama, you're in good spirits. And then she said, I am going to choose to be happy for the little things that I can do than to sob over the things that I wish I could do.
Wow.
And that means, it's cliche. A lot of people say that, I'm going to try and focus on things. But the way she said it, and knowing Mama admitting that she had been defeated, that this had found a way of defeating her, and that she was going to look past the defeat and still find something to be joyful about.
Yeah.
A very, very big lesson. A very big lesson. And it has never left me. It has never left me. So yes, not to make you guys cry, but that's a story, that I remember so well. And this was in her very last days. I think after that she had just a year more, and then
Wow. What a powerful story. Wow.
We can cheer up the mood
Yes.
by remembering her ready, where to sleep outfits she wore to the hospital, Ralia, if you remember. So who even gave her that outfit?
sorry, yeah, I remember.
I think it was our auntie.
No, nobody
who
gave it
came,
to her. I got home and yeah,
and she had
gave
it.
it to me to iron for her. So I ironed it. I should have seen it, but I didn't see it.
Mhm.
I saw it
She had
when
it
you put
already.
it down.
She gave it to me to iron it for her. I ironed it. Okay.
All right, Sumaya, pick up the story.
I saw it when Ralia put it down.
Mhm.
You know how they have the tags on the collar, and I saw it was ready to sleep, or is it where to sleep? One of those lines, and I'm like, Mama, this thing looks like a nightie, like pajamas. And she's like, me, I don't know fashion.
Wow. Mama, let's take Mama.
And you know, she was a fashionista. I mean,
Oh my Lord.
my mom will wake up and dress up as if she's going for a fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
And every day had its own vibe. You know,
Yes.
like there's a day she'll wear jeans with a white shirt, with a head scarf and her glasses. I'm like, Mama, where are you going? And she says, oh, she's going to sit in front of her shop. I mean, she cannot sit down and have people passing by thinking she's broke or thinking there's something wrong with her. But I think I actually took that from her.
Mm-hmm.
I
know.
make sure that I'm looking fab because you know, anyway, that's just by the side. So she picks out her black flats and a very nice handbag that I think Ralia got for her. And she wears her pajamas. And I kept telling her, Mama, this thing is ready to sleep. And Daddy wasn't around at the time. So we go to the hospital and we come back home. And she's still wearing it sitting outside. So Daddy comes home and he's like, who made my wife wear this to the hospital? And I'm like, Daddy, go and ask your wife. So he didn't, and you know how they never argued in our presence.
That's wow.
So we close up the shop and everything, and we go inside. And she takes off the dress, and Daddy sees the tag, like where to sleep. And Daddy's like, Mama, this thing is a pajama. So she just breaks down laughing. Like, I've seen her face. She was so excited. And she was like, either ways, nobody saw the tag. So she has worn it. And I had to specifically tell us that in about a month, she will wear it again because nobody saw the tag. And she actually wore it again.
You know, this story reminds me of how our mother was. She was the queen of, I accept my mistakes and I'm laughing at myself. Oh my God, this woman could. She would do something that was out of this world. You know, I think 3 dogs Mom had gotten and they all died in succession. Because I don't know, I think she overloved them or something.
Yes, she had this very small dog. She had this very small, Ralia knew that dog called Swansea.
And she gave them the fanciest,
very fancy names.
What?
And they died. She overfed them.
Yes, she would overfeed them.
You know how I do milk? You remember I do milk at the very big can? Yes. This woman will buy it and tell me and Nuruddin to go and feed Swansea with milk. Meanwhile,
you can't have the milk.
You can't, exactly, like, mommy, wait. And there was one time she gave the milk to us. And I just said in my head that, how can you send a cat to a rat's room? Like, how can you give me milk to go and give? Everybody knew that I was famous for drinking milk from the fridge. Like, me, I will go and drink the milk. And there was no half to give to the dog, like, pour the full thing inside the dog's bowl. Oh, I drank half of the milk. In fact, I drank more than half. Then I poured it and added water to it. Not knowing this woman was actually coming to check. Then she checked and saw that the thing was saturated. It was not pure milk. The way she knocked me, do you want my dog to die? In fact, that dog died from overeating. Ask Ralia. His stomach was so big, Swansea, he couldn't even walk.
But anyway, I think it was the last dog. When the dog had passed away, she just, I don't remember whether it was sadness but then she just burst out laughing. She's like, it was after she had grieved the dog for a minute or, for a day or two, she just couldn't believe she had done that. And she accepted that, okay, dogs can't live with me anymore. And it was the laughter that came with it. And, you know, we're not advocating that you overfeed your dogs, obviously, or that you love, you of course love your dogs and your pets and all that. But I think the point of this story is the fact that she always found a silver lining
Yeah.
in everything that would make her laugh. Just even when you were mad at her, she could still laugh at you in a way that would make you so upset. Like
And
just
you
so
know,
upset.
she had your guap. The
Yes,
guap.
yes,
She
yes.
had very like pearly white teeth.
Well, I have that too.
And anytime she laughed, she would
I
tip
got
her
it from
head.
my mama. I got it from my mama.
Every time she laughed, she would tip her head like this, and
Yes,
there was this powerful laugh that would just come out.
from her belly.
And that laugh made me so happy. I
Yeah.
remember one time I went to the market or something and I heard someone laugh like that. And I turned and told my husband that was my mom's laugh. Like, that was my mom's laugh. And I don't know what they were talking about, but I laughed and I was happy. Like, at least I had heard something that sounded
Mhm.
like her. And you know how we only kind of got very close to her when she was sick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I mean, when she wasn't, you dare not. In
Mm.
fact, there were some things. I came home from school one day with a stomach ache. This woman said I was pregnant. Immediately I came home. She did this. And she did, then she made me open my mouth. Then the first thing she said was Wonyim.
Oh my Lord.
Then daddy immediately took his pillow and he gave us a disclaimer. He said, Mama, I'm not here during this conversation. Then he went out and she had me sit on her bed and she pressed my stomach. And she said, Wonyim, who a boy? I have people who have told me that who a boy. And to be honest, at that time, I did not have a boyfriend.
Oh my God,
I
Mama,
was
that
so
was
pissed.
classic.
Like, I don't have a boyfriend. She said, Wunyim, Wunyim, me shy, bear 2 months. I got so pissed, like, I got so angry. And my stomach was really hurting. Like, I had this very bad stomach ache. And it's time you to comfort me, you're accusing me.
Oh my Lord. Oh, that woman was something else. Oh my God. Yeah, that is our mother. Yeah, that was her. I remember she would say to us, if you don't know and you get pregnant, wherever that man lives, even if it's a hole, that's where you're going.
That's where you're going.
Like the most mundane, like, you're just washing clothes or washing dishes. She would just come up on you and say that and then walk away. It's like, what are you talking about? And because of that, let me tell you guys though, it made every predator in our area very, very, they used to call us the Amaria girls, because at that time our mom was Muslim, and so in Ghana, when you're Muslim, they would name you Amaria because you're newlywed, and the
Yeah.
name stuck. But the Amaria girls, no boy messed with us because that woman would follow you to the grave wherever that boy lived. She did not mess around. When
Yeah.
boys would visit us, the question she would even ask you, no boy wanted to come back. And then she had times when the home phone would ring, and she would pick up the phone knowing that you're home and tell the boy she's not home and hang up with no ceremony. No
Yeah.
ceremony. And that is why for some people like me, I was probably 24 years old before I had a boyfriend. Because she was very, very particular about the kind of people that would visit her house or call her girls. And I think it stemmed from the fact that she had girls. And so she had to train us in a particular and in a different way. Of course, we rebelled. I know I rebelled a lot. Out of all of it, the three of us, I was the one that had a lot of Ikutia prayers. Our mother, for this is the last story that I'm going to share before you guys go for the last. I was the one child that whenever it was prayer time, my mom would literally rat me out to God in front of me. You know, some mothers would go in and pray in their closet separately and quietly with a lot of feeling for their children. My
She will
mom,
pray for you to hear.
she prayed loud in your hearing and made sure you stood there and heard her prayer. And she would tell God, and let me say this in Chi, Erade, Shemibawe. You know, she'd look at this child of mine and she would mention my name. She'd Nawakoye way, and she did this and that and that and that and that. Way you know, free hit, echo fast, Erade, change her heart. Oh my God.
Those prayers were so long, like so long, and you dare not sleep through them. Don't sleep.
One time, I remember she prayed so long about me. All of a sudden, I think she forgot that she was reporting me to God. And then she started praying for the bees in the air and the leaves on the tree and the flies that were flying. And then she remembered that, wait, no, I'm praying for her. So she says, and so God, change her. She's a
But you, Baraka, and Mama got into so many fights. Like sometimes I was honestly scared for you. I remember there was one time you packed your stuff and you said you were leaving the house, and she was actually sucking you. And I was standing watching, like, are you really going to go?
She said, bye, get out of my house.
I remember there was one time when Ralia was going to get married. I think Ralia complained to her that she's not giving her enough clothes or something. And the only thing Mama could say was, so we'll say what's one our ear. Told yeah. Like,
You started wanting to get married. Go and marry. Go
I'm
and buy
married.
your own
Like,
clothes.
what's our reality told you?
Yes. But Sharon just said something very powerful here, reverse psychology. Yes, because you know what? This is true. I would still do some of the things I was doing because, again, I really was a child that may have single-handedly given her a lot of trouble. And I will share this and then we'll be done. We're an hour in.
Yeah.
But on one of my very first trips to America, it was on a film project. I don't know if you guys remember. It was myself and my schoolmate Benji. We came. I
Yeah.
think we went to Mississippi. We did a film and stuff. And Mama and Dad. They dropped me off at the airport. We met Benji and his family there. And I think till this date, Benji's mother remembers me because of what mom said. And I think we just lost Sumaya. Hopefully we get her back. But one of the things my mother said to her that I didn't hear, but Benji's mom told me later was that, you know, your mom is so proud of you because she said to me that out of all of her children, you remind her of her when she was your age. You're so tenacious and you are such a go-getter. And the funny thing is, my mom never said that to me until much later, maybe 2 or 3 years later. But for Benji's mom to tell me this is what my mom said, she said, your mom said, out of all of her kids, you remind her so much of herself. You are very rebellious. You do what you want to do when you want to do it. And she's very proud of you. So out of all of the Ekutiam Paibo, which is the skin pain prayers and everything, she saw herself in me and she was very afraid
Grandma.
that Go ahead, Ralia.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying that grandma used to say that a lot. Say that you and mama used to fight a lot because you were just like mama when mama was growing up. And grandma
Yes.
would be so excited anytime you guys had your fights, because she would sit in the corner and she'd be like, I told you your child was going to do this to you. I told you your child was going to do this to you. So grandma,
Her
she used
words
to
came
be
to pass.
happy.
Oh my God, nah. We call our grandma Na, meaning Nana. But this is true. So it has been such a lovely, I know the internet has, given us a few issues here and
My
there.
light actually just went off and came back on.
Oh my God, Mother Ghana, we pray for you, just like we pray for all mothers. But this has been a very, I thought I would actually cry, but I didn't, because, wow, Beverly says, I would also love to have met your mother. It reminds me of the southern way of rearing a girl child. This is so true, Beverly. Our mother was one of those. She just raised us in that way. Listen, there was just so many little things, the way you walked. Sometimes you'll just be eating and she'll just look at you and say, look
Close
at
your
me,
mouth.
close your mouth. When you're eating, when you're, oh, I think her lights just went off again. Dear God, please help us. We're showing you all of the communities right now in our family, in Ghana, the sisterhood between us. And we didn't even share some of the fights we shared with ourselves. And I think next year we'll come back and as we honor Mama, this might be one of the things we probably would be doing year in, year out. We'll come back and tell some stories about how she resolved conflicts between us as sisters, and how now, no matter how much we fight, and we've had some fights, let me tell you, oh my God, these three here you see smiling and laughing now, we've had some very, very teeth pulling fights, legit. But our mother, and of course we want to say our dad too, but because it's a tribute to our mother, she had some very classic King Solomon ways of resolving fights that would blow your mind. And till date, if my sisters will bear me witness, I always still tell them, no matter what's going on, we will always, always look out for each other. We will fight to the death, but we will love each other just as much as we fought, because that's what our mother taught us. And we'll come back next year and we'll share some of those stories. We've just had such a lovely time, and I wish Sumaya was here so we could close out properly, but that's okay. That's okay. Big sis Elsie says, what a beautiful morning. Thank you for sharing your mama with us. She has left behind a beautiful legacy. She would be so proud of her girls. I do believe she would be. Honestly, she would be, because and I think if my mother was alive today, and if this, storytelling thing had happened in her lifetime, she would probably had become my momager and my biggest cheerleader, because she loved to cheer. When I won awards for a couple of films, my mother would not let anyone rest in not only in our area, but anyone who would listen. She was that kind of a woman. She had her faults. Let us not fool you. Her faults were many, many, many. We had traumatic experiences with her too. And we want to come here and tell, and even my sisters who are mothers and all the mothers that are on here, that as long as you're very cognizant of some of the things you're doing, when you get the teachable moment and you actually teach through those moments, they remember you. Just like we're remembering our mother today, with all of the things that she did and all of the mistakes at the time we thought she was making. Because again, no one teaches you how to be a mother. Really, no one. You can never be prepared to be a mother. No one teaches you what your kids will turn out to be, what their characters will be. She did what she could.
Yeah.
And I do believe that her training has brought us this far. Honestly, I don't think there is anywhere in the world from Antarctica to the worst of the worst deserts that I couldn't live in because of what my mother did for us. And so I want to take this opportunity to first of all say, Mama, we love you. Wherever you are, we appreciate what you did. And today we celebrate you. Because of you, we are. And yes, I have tears in my eyes, but they're not tears of sadness. It's a full circle kind of tears. And to encourage all the mothers out there that you're doing a good job, whether you know it or not. Because I think my mother, she probably never knew that she was doing a good job. And I wish she had known that. But she did a good job. You're all doing wonderful jobs. Keep at it. Most importantly, let your children see you in all of the extremities that you are. I think that was my mother's superpower. When she was angry, she was very angry. And when she was happy, she was extremely happy. And she never, ever hid any of those in-between emotions from us. She let us see it all hand. It told us, or it taught me something. It's okay to not have it all together. It's okay.
Yeah.
She taught us the art of respect for a man because the one thing she never did was argue with our father in front of us. I mean, she had her moments, I'll give you that. I'm saying all of this to say, guys, mothers, you're doing good. And just like the children in Proverbs 31 rose up and called their mother blessed. Today we all rise up, my sisters and I, and we're calling our mother blessed. And may your own children rise up and call you blessed. And I rise up and I call you blessed. For all the mothers here who have mothered me, particularly in some ways, the Auntie Doris's, the Abna Eje West, the big sis Elsie's, all of you in your own way have mothered me without even knowing. I appreciate you, and I thank you for coming in here and celebrating our mother with us. And that ends it for me. I don't know what you guys want to end the day with.
As you can see, I have my phone light showing onto my face, and I am improvising.
Classic.
Yes, because I mean, I don't have lights, but you still need to see my face. So
Yes. Well, hey.
Yeah. But what you said is very true. I mean, there's times in my house where I make my kids eat gari soakings, like you know how you mix gari with water and all of that, because we did it too, you know. And I can live anywhere, whether you treat me right or you don't. I can live with you, because I mean, we stayed in my mother's house and we had like weathers. There's sometimes where her moods are like thunderstorms and you are still there. There's sometimes when she's so sweet to you, like she'll go out and come back and she buys stuff for you, you know. And there's other times where it was just there, like she was just chill. You do stuff and she looks at you, you know. So till now, I think I mother my children the way I was. You know, she had this rule in her house: if you don't eat what is in the house, it means you are not hungry.
Yes.
And I do that to my kids, and I realize that they are not picky. You know how some children will say, "This is what I want to eat, and if I don't get it, I'm not eating." It's not like that in my house. If you don't eat, you are not hungry. And she did it to us too. So all I know is that I had a good childhood. I mean, I had the best childhood, and I was blessed. When she passed, I didn't cry, and people thought that. In fact, I heard people say that I'm a witch. That's why I didn't cry. But I actually did not cry because I was grateful. You know, I had this moment where I was the only one at home with her. So I got really close to her. She used to tell me stuff. She opened up in a way that she would have never done if she wasn't sick. You know, she used to praise me in front of other people and made me feel so good. There was one time she told one man that, "Oh, as for this, my daughter, if we give her BC to write right now, she will pass simple. And I was in JSS1, and I was like, wow, this is great. Like I was so happy, you know. So I do that too. I praise my children. You are so smart. You are so intelligent, because it's stuck with me. Anytime I'm going to do something, I hear those things that, oh, this is my daughter. She can easily do it. This is nothing for her, you know, and it is stuck with me. It makes me so happy anytime I remember all those things. And I do the same for my children, because I know that
it sticks with
when
them.
God finally calls me, every time they have a hurdle to cross, they know that their mom once said, oh, I'm so smart and I'm so intelligent and I can do this. This is nothing for me.
Mm.
And I am so grateful that she gave us all those experiences. I mean, those days, as you said, they felt like hell. I mean, there were times when I thought, hey, is this woman my real mother? Like,
Yes.
she beat me. She can't beat me, like she's not the one who gave birth to me.
We're going to try and wrap up now.
Yes. So, but I'm grateful for her. I would not wish any other person to be my mom apart from her.
Yes. Wow. What a powerful way to end. Ralia, I know that your internet is a little sticky. If you can hear us, I would like for you to have a few minutes to close, a closing comment. Did you get that?
Yes, thank you, Baraka. I don't want to take too much of it. I did, but like you all said, we are grateful for Mama, very, very grateful for Mama. And when I got married, I told my husband that I didn't want to mother my children. Mama mothered us. But a couple of years ago, he told me, you do realize you're just like your mother, right?
I've heard those statements before.
Good. And he said, absolutely. So yes, we are grateful for Mama, and wherever she is now watching us, I just want to say we love her. And Maya said we wouldn't wish for any other mother apart from her. So God bless her wherever. Thank you.
Let me say one last thing before we end. My father and my mom's relationship was like one I have never seen before, like never. So anytime we dress up or I dress up and I ask my father, do I look beautiful? These are his words. He'll say yes, but not like your mom. And yeah.
And upon that,
every single time.
Yes. Upon that, we will leave you in a cliffhanger, and maybe we're going to come back another time and talk about what we got from our parents' relationship, 30 odd years that they were married, what we got from it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and why I believe that marriages are working now and things like that, or why they're not. We got to see it all. And so upon that, we will leave this cliffhanger. Lily, I see you, my dear. I really want to give you a special shout out. This is another mother who has been in my life and given me so much support. My dear, thank you for showing up. I love you so much. Guys, it has been a wonderful time. Thank you for hanging with us. This is one of the first times where I've seen a lot of numbers coming up here, people watching us. We lost Raleigh again. Listen, next week we're going to have the one and the only DJ Ekalfi show. He will be here to share stories and a lot of laughs. Please do not miss it. Next week, Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. EST. We will be here live and colored. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Zoe Baraka. I've been in the studio with my sister Suya. I call her Suya. Another story there. And of course, another story there. Thank you. I love you all. God bless you. This has been a singular honor. And thank you for celebrating our mother with us. Bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful time today. Bye.